Here we go. Oh, unmute. Video. Oh, what have I done? Sorry, have I done something? Oh, there you are. Yay.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello. Yes. Maaria, I'm so excited for this talk and this activation and this discussion on unity. Unity, what is it? What's unity consciousness? What amazing. We've got some beautiful sisters up with us. And yeah, we'll have some co-created magic, unity magic, soul unification. And yeah, this is very exciting for me. We've been connected for a year. I guess we met this time last year.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, a year ago. Crazy. Crazy what can go down in a year.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I remember you being so supportive when I put a post up into the New Earth retreat, and it got some kind of weird attention that I didn't really like, and you were very supportive and blocked the person involved. Yeah, I felt very supported and very seen and loved by New Earth, and was very very grateful. So thank you so much for being such an amazing part of my journey, my own personal journey, my spiritual development. You have unlocked so much for me through activations with New Earth and all the experiences that we've had together. And yeah, I'm just super grateful. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you. You know, I love you. And that minute that you said yes to letting me walk alongside you on your journey was a gift for me as well. You know, being able to hold your hand, you know, wrap my wings around you whenever you've needed it, and to really support you, because, you know, people are going to comment, people are going to put posts up, people are going to not agree with you, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay. That's absolutely beautiful. We all have our own views, we all have our own opinions, our own beliefs, everything like that. But being able to see someone regardless of what they're sharing and just love and honor them, and being able to see where they're coming from when they share stuff, I believe that that's a powerful part of embodying love. You know, embodying love, being able to see that person for who they are. And before we carry on, how many people have we got with us right now? I can't properly see the comments. Who's with us?
We've got Amber, we've got Charisse, and yeah, we've got 2 at the moment. So thank you so much, sisters, for joining us. It's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Amber and Charisse, I would like you to both join me in this moment as we can send Lucy some beautiful, beautiful divine love in this very moment. I want to send you so much love, admiration, and let you know that you have just done a beautiful, beautiful event. This event has just held so much power, so much love, so much energy. You know, you've had this journey of transformation yourself, and then being able to turn up and create this event has just been powerful. So right now, I'd like to ask my sisters, our sisters, to join me in just sending you so much love and honoring you in this very moment, honey.
Thank you so much. Just I receive, and I love, and I send it straight back, and there's just nothing but amazing love between us, and I'm so grateful for being on this path with you and having your love and your support. And thank you so much. As you know, running these kind of events, it takes quite a lot. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm so grateful and glad that I've had these downloads and this, the opportunity to create something like this. And I do know that it's waves are created from these kind of things. And I'm just grateful that this is my path.
Exactly. So I want to ask you, sister, what do you think unity consciousness is?
Mm. Well, the way I see it, I'm a very visual person, and the way I process things is very visually. And I guess to me, it's like a web, like or in a couple of different ways, like a web, like fabric. It's almost like this beautiful kind of cocoon around the earth, and there's these points where we're able to lift up the poles and lift up like the tent of the circus roof in a way. It's like this beautiful fabric. We're all kind of part of that fabric. We're all connected through the threads, through the web of life, and being connected in with the elements and with the earth and with our minds and the stars. We are that bridge. We can kind of be that being in the middle that can hold that sense of unity consciousness, which to me is, yeah, I see it as like a really beautiful kind of like dragonflies, dragonflies wings. Yeah, like that kind of is it translucent? Is that the right word? The shifting colors and kind of see through, but it's like this fabric that encapsulates or is like a cocoon around the planet. So I don't know if that's how anybody else or how you see it, or what your experience is, but it's kind of, to me, it's like I feel somebody on the other side of the world will be tapping into my consciousness and vice versa. And I don't know if it's not, to me, if it's somebody I don't know and it's not conscious, then it's not necessarily like telepathy, but it's just tapping into the universal consciousness of creation. And we're kind of all like vibrating at slightly different frequencies, or maybe very, very similar frequencies, or yeah. Does that make sense?
Completely, absolutely, and that was really beautiful. And for any of our beautiful soul sisters or brothers with us in this moment, I really invite you all to share how you perceive unity consciousness as well. I just want to touch on it for a moment. I view it, and I have learnt from a couple of different mentors on my journey that it is very similar to what you explained. It's like we have this grid, a grid around us, and everything is pinging in this grid. Ideas, love, thoughts, emotions, feelings, all of this stuff is available in this grid, and if you were to take a power cord from your heart, just like how we do activations and we bring through downloads and bring in code so that we can use it to evolve in anything that we may be learning in that moment, or something we want to learn, or something we want to upgrade energetically, taking that cord, plugging it into the grid and being able to access the same thing as anyone else that is on the same conscious level as you, that is on the same frequency and vibration as you are. Does that make sense? And this grid is actually available for everyone. You can always tap in. Abraham Hicks, I love quoting her, she's beautiful, an idol. Tapping in, tuning in, and turning on.
Yeah.
And being able to, I can tap in right now and go, okay, I've got this creative idea that we should do painting. You could have the same, the same conscious thought. Our beautiful Amy, hello Amy, she could have the same thought. It's all about us uniting in the same conscious pool together. Does that make sense? And being able to access that grid. But then again, it comes down to us. It comes down to the individual. Yes, Kim, that's exactly it. Thank you for sharing. And you don't always have to be a visual person, that's going back a step to what I was just mentioning to our beautiful sister. We all have our own thoughts, our own opinions, and our own ways of perceiving things, receiving things, perceiving, receiving, activating, downloading, we all have our own individual ways of living our lives, creating our lives. However, we are able to tap into unity consciousness. Okay, now, one thing that triggered me 6 months ago was listening to all these different perspectives of how unity consciousness is. Okay, now at the end of the day, we all have our own, like I was just saying. I will see it as these grids. You might see it as, like you just explained it. Someone else will see it completely different. Some people see it as this big, like waterfall. There's so many ways that we can see it. It comes down to every individual. And that's what got me thinking about soul unification. Because at the end of the day, I fully believe that unity consciousness starts within us. Before we go trying to tap into everyone else and, pulling the unity consciousness in, are we creating unity consciousness within ourselves? Okay, so you've got unity consciousness and then you've got separation. You got everyone that's trying to unite everyone, bring everyone together, bring everyone into love consciousness, bring everyone back to who they really are. And then you've got people that are causing separation, that are doing the complete opposite. So let's go back to ourselves individually and personally. Are we creating unity consciousness within? Okay. And I'm going to ask you something. How many times have you separated your higher self, your ego, your inner child, your energetic body, your physical body? How many times have you separated who you are?
Good question. Probably a fair bit in the past. I do feel like now I just bring it back into the heart space. I just bring it back in here. It's like, whether we've had this, not this conversation, but I've mentioned a couple of times throughout this that, there are the different ways of seeing source, creator, God, great spirit. To me, it's all the same thing. It's the one, it's the whole, it's the infinite spark of divine creativity and pure love, and we all have access to that. We all can connect directly with that through our heart space, and having the bridges, I guess. We have our higher self, which will be a bridge to source, to divine inspiration, and to me now, I just bring that back into my heart space, and I do my best to unify it, but I don't know if it's I guess it's through the chakras, through each of the chakras, like the system. But even without that, we still have our whole being, and every element of our whole being, all our senses, whether they're, the 5 that we know or extras, we can tap in to source consciousness, if that makes sense.
Completely, and you said that so beautifully. I love it. And I was exactly the same as you. I would sit here and I'd go deep into quantum leaping, or I'd do healing work. I'd do healing on myself, downloads, activations. I would go through all of this spiritual work that was just evolving and taking me through different processes of ascension, and I was going through so much different evolution for self. This is all lessons for me, that I started getting too stuck in the spiritual aspects of who I was. Okay. And then I started to realize that it was all about my healing work. It was all about rituals. It was all about maintaining my chakras. And I'm not, let's just clear this up, family. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, okay? Because if you actually know me, I love my spiritual work. I feel complete with my spiritual work. However, paying so much attention to all of those aspects of myself, I was forgetting about my humanness. Okay, so here I was going through this beautiful process of, really elevating who I was in the spiritual realms and learning so many different modalities and learning from so many different people that I was forever having to ground myself, but not for the right reason. And then I started going through this process of trying to really embody unity consciousness within, soul unification, bringing my soul, bringing my, my gifts, my energy, my ego, all aspects of myself back together. And I was getting so far, but then I would fall off. And I'd fall off because, well, at that time, I couldn't figure it out. But then as time started going by, I learned, and connecting with a beautiful sister of mine, I learned that I needed balance. And that's what it was. The unity within myself was about getting that balance, and also acknowledging all aspects of me includes my physical body, my environment. Whereas before I was all about here upwards. I was forgetting about here physically. So unity consciousness within started becoming a practice where day by day I was finding the balance of being able to do my spiritual work, do my spiritual rituals, but still be in my physical, merge all aspects of myself, acknowledge all aspects of myself as one to really find that wholeness. And it started working for a while, but then I had to start looking deeper, further into soul unification. I'd get this huge rush. I created this program. It was all over my website. I was about to launch a program, then I kept pulling it off. Then I'd go to launch this program, then I kept pulling it off. And I realized that I was merging everything. I was bringing all aspects of myself back together. But then I was still, every now and then, and this was consciously and unconsciously, looking at other people that were not, either on the same level as consciousness as I was, or they were going through things and I might have passed a comment. Even when we pass a small comment on another person, that it can affect them energetically and ourselves. So I was still, while I'm trying to do all of this powerful work that I thought, okay, I need to merge that with this, unity consciousness, soul unification, merging all aspects of myself together, trying to maintain that frequency. The key to all of it is love. Loving all aspects of yourself, bringing them all back in, bringing them all back into alignment. Loving all aspects of yourself, not just, oh, yay, I'm gifted. I love that. I love my gifts. I'm powerful, but I don't like my butt, or I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I speak, or I don't like my home. My ego is a bitch, or whatever, we're going to have those days. That is normal because we're human. But it's about finding that balance and being able to love all aspects of yourself and bringing that into, like you said earlier, your heart space. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
I feel like I'm getting really
it's flowing.
I'm feeling everyone's energy right now. Yeah. Whew. Oh
yeah, it's beautiful. it's so much work, isn't it? I mean, for people, you know, who do these kind of things, will know, and you know, other things as well that are connecting with the spiritual and really integrating, doing all the integration work, all the purification, all the releasing, all the downloads, all the accessing, like all the spiritual stuff, and still having to be human, and still, you know, doing our best to be the best kind of, you know, guides for others who might be going through similar processes, or we're helping them through the same kind of processes. It's a lot. It can be really like, it can be real painful, and it can be really, you know, especially if you're going through like a bit of an awakening, and uh, the ascension process itself can be really difficult, plus like doing all the work to support other people doing it as well. Like it's so much, it's so intense. And you know, I don't think, well, I guess I have in some ways gone through, you know, dark nights of the soul through the same kind of process at the same time. And yeah, it's what helps me the most is just coming back into the heart space, bring everything back to that unconditional love, like you said, you know, and just sending that out. And it's not easy, it's definitely not easy.
No, and that's the thing, you know, a lot of people these days, and I'm including myself, I'm speaking from experience too. I'm still learning I am still going through the process of mastering this. But a lot of us go through something and we just want the quick fix. I'm going through, I've got a cough, let's go to the doctors, let's get medication, we need to get healed. I'm miserable, I need to get some chocolate, I need to get a movie, I need to do this, I need a quick fix. You know, I need something done, I don't know how to do it, you know, and this is where I'm just going to get someone else to do it because I need it done now. You know, and that is the thing, is quite a lot of us tend to, and everything I say I'm speaking from experience as well, you know, there's a lot of times where that's all we want is the quick fix. But when it comes to unity consciousness, I mean, unity consciousness within, soul unification, that's not something that's going to happen overnight or in a week or in 2 weeks. But once you can understand and be aware of everything that you think, you know, of your thoughts, what you voice out there, how you view yourself, you know, I want to push everyone else aside in this very moment. Let's just think about ourselves individually. How can we actually start putting this into play? Pay attention. Really pay attention to when you're feeling out of alignment. Okay, when you're feeling out of alignment. And then tap into your intuition. Feel it. If you don't have visualization, pick up on your feelings. How are you feeling? You know, what's feeling off? And as an example for everyone, I was sick last week. So I went to the doctor and I was told I had bronchitis. I'm like, cool. Had antibiotics and I rested. But I also saw, and I also knew from tapping into my physical body by bringing all aspects of myself together, that it wasn't just bronchitis. I had some stuff I needed to get off my chest. Energetically, spiritually, I had to get this stuff off my chest. So I was looking at all aspects of why my body was going through this. Okay, because I didn't want to take antibiotics and kind of get better. Or I didn't want to take antibiotics and then get it again in a week. So I was trying to look at all aspects and trying to understand all the lessons I had to learn through this process. And yep, we had the antibiotics, got rid of the coughing and all of that. But in the same time, I was releasing what I needed to voice. I was speaking to people that I had to, you know, honestly share stuff with, whether it was friends, whether it was family, whether it was my partner. There are things that I had to share with my partner. This is how I'm feeling and this is how I'm seeing a situation, and I need to get it off my chest. I've got to stop holding this stuff in. I've got to stop keeping all of this to myself. There's a time that we actually have to use our voice. You know what it's like with our throat chakra. And the same thing was going on with me with my chest. So once I actually understood and I was aware of that situation, I was able to heal the physical with the medication. I done my journaling, I done my rituals, my self-healing, and I also went through the process. I wrote down everything I needed to release. I wrote down people I needed to forgive. I wrote down things about myself I wanted to forgive. And I just got all this stuff off my chest. If I wasn't speaking to people, I was writing it and releasing it out of my body. And I have been feeling amazing ever since. This week I have just been getting stronger. I have been feeling all aspects of myself coming back together. I am Maaria Hughes-Watford. I am all, and all is me. And understanding that all aspects of me merging together create unconditional love for myself and for everyone else around me. And that's where I can start working on things where I might see a bit of uneasiness, whether it's in my physical, whether it's in my energy, whether it's spiritually, and taking the time, going through the process, being aware of the thoughts, being aware of my feelings, and also aches and pains, physical notes that I may be experiencing. Okay, why is that happening? It's happening on my right side. It's something about my current situation in life. Okay, it's something in the left half of my body. It's something about either childhood trauma or a past life. Just being aware and then looking into all aspects of that. This isn't something you can do in a day. It definitely isn't. But the more that you really start to acknowledge yourself, love yourself, and really own who you are, the more that it starts coming in with ease. You start practicing it. Start, do one thing a day. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to any niggles in my body and what is my thoughts. What is the first thought that comes to mind when I have a little niggle in my hip? What's the first thought that comes to mind when my ankle is hurting? And see if you can connect the two, practice. I feel like I'm starting to really ramble on.
It's perfect. It's flowing. It's flowing through you. It's something that I've noticed this week from just thinking about some of the things that I've said in these talks. I've been able to recognize where I have a lot of my own personal self-love and unification to do. Just the fact that, I mentioned, I think early on, something about how still sometimes I'll see a photo or a video of myself and I'll judge it super harsh. And I look at it and I'm like, why do I do that? Or, and even like posts, or I say something or I do something and I'm like, why did I say that? But, I'm I'm led by my heart, by love, but there's still many aspects of myself that I now get to look at and really start to love by looking at them, by not shying away from them and not saying, there's parts of my body or parts of the way that I look that I realize that I've just shut away and completely, kind of wanted to hide from the world. And now I'm consciously just sending love to that part of me and being like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I've had shame about who I am. I'm sorry that I've, felt guilt. All these normal human emotions that we all experience, but there's elements of who I am that I'm consciously now shifting and sending love to. And yeah, so journaling, that's another way that we can do it. There, the practice, right? There's practices, there's continuous daily things that we can do that, you know, create more of the self-love. What do you recommend as like those daily practices to really unify?
Around self-love and what you just spoke on, I started going to the gym recently. And I'm training with my uncle, and the first day I went to the gym, I looked at myself in the mirror, and the first thing I said was, "Oh." And then I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the hell? Like, I shocked myself, you know, and I'm just like, oh, that's not nice. And so I stood there and I looked at myself, and for that one comment I said to myself, I said 10 positive things about the way I looked. You know, and I even done little poses so I could Google, oh, your hair looks flossing today. I'm like, man, I'm so glad I got a butt. And then I stood there and I said 10 positive things that I loved about myself, my body, my hair, my skin. I loved my butt, you know, my legs, my tattoos. And then I stood there and I ended up being able to change my energy and change the frequency just like that in that moment. You know, rather than going, oh, and then training and then still looking at myself in the corner of the eye, staying in that energy, staying in that frequency. I shifted it there and then. Okay. So there is something that you can try. Anyone can try. You know, as soon as you hear that negative thought about yourself, replace it with 10. And if you start to feel another one, do it again and keep doing it to the point where you're automatically actually going to start speaking love to yourself. You're retraining your brain to start understanding how beautiful you are, how worthy you are. Yes, Emma, that is a beautiful reply to Charisse. Thank you. Hi, Emma. You know, and it's about being able to shift those views, how you perceive yourself, right? Like there's the good old saying, how you see others is a reflection of how you see yourself. If you're going to look at yourself that way, you have the power to change that instantly. One comment, 10, one negative comment, 10 positive. If you're still feeling like in that vibration, add another 5, add another 10. Keep going until you're smiling, until you're giggling, until you're looking at yourself going,
hello.
How you doing?
What's up?
Exactly. You know, there's so many different tools that we can use when it comes to self-love. Changing our, you know, raising our energy, changing our frequency. And it all comes down to, I guess, different levels of things. Like that's just one comment in a gym. There could be deeper issues that needs to be dealt with in different ways. But that doesn't mean you have to stay in that frequency. You know, write a letter to yourself, forgive yourself. You know, find something that makes you happy. Are you feeling really, really stuck in this icky yuck vibration? Find your favorite song, blast it. Blast it as loud as you want to. In the car while driving, getting out, windows down, fresh air just blowing in your face. Dance around the house. You know, whether there's people there or not. You know, there's techniques like this. Go to the beach. Take your shoes off. Walk on the grass. Walk on the sand. Ground back in to just find something that will help you to come back to who you are. That's going to bring the love back into who you are. You know, bring that unification back into the heart space. When you can come into full alignment, you got so much love to give, you won't see the negative. Obviously, it's still there, but you have a better way of perceiving it. You have a better way of, you know, if you have to, reacting to it, responding to it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like the it's just it's just bringing it all back into the self and knowing that, you know, we are sovereign divine beings. We are sparks of consciousness. We are sparks of the universe. We have so much potential. We have so many gifts, and we have more and more gifts that we can keep unlocking. You know, it's a continuous process, right? It doesn't really ever end. Like ascension is, it's waves, it's up and down, I'm sure as well, but it's like, you know, there's just infinite potential for the beings that we are, and recognizing that and being able to look in the mirror and send yourself love, and look into your eyes, into your soul, and send your soul love. And, you know, that's what it comes back to for me, is just unconditional love. And that's, I guess it's hard to, we're still human, right? We still have these experiences that bring us down. And we still have elements of our lives. Everybody has, you know, childhood stuff and adult stuff, and like, you know, memories, past life stuff, all these things. But just remembering that we are unique, we are special, we are love. Everything just goes back to love and light anyway. Creator is love and light, and we're all made from that source. So even though we're in our different bodies, and, you know, there's things that we can do to become our better selves, better versions of ourselves every moment of every day, we have opportunities to increase our potential to hold light, our gifts, unlocking more and more. But, you know, knowing that we are worthy and that we are beautiful beings, and, you know, just sending that to ourselves, and then it radiates out, and we can send it out more and more to everybody else.
Exactly. And also sending love to our physical aspect, our human body, you know, our humanness, our cells, our hair, everything about our physical aspect. We wouldn't have any other spiritual experiences if we didn't have a physical body to experience it in, right? And that's where I was blessed to have Krista, our soul sister Krista, join me. That's where we've been in some powerful co-creation together, powerful co-creation. And that is about being able to really, really, you know, embody your spirituality and your gifts, honor your humanness, and merge them together. You know, we don't have to stop being human and be spiritual. We don't have to stop being spiritual and be human. We don't have to separate our inner child from our higher self. We can bring that unity consciousness within us. It is possible to actually love all aspects of yourself, bring that all back to yourself, and live from your heart space, knowing that all aspects of yourself are actually in full alignment, right? So that's being able to be fully grounded in your energetic field, in your physical field, in your spirituality, and really anchoring all aspects of you into the one, into the heart space, into who you really are. And when you can actually start to create this reality in your life and find that balance and find your way of maintaining that energy and frequencies. You know, this isn't all about doing what Maaria said. This isn't all about doing what Lucy said or anyone else said. It's about you finding your own way and creating your own technique to be able to bring in that unity consciousness within, accepting all aspects of yourself. Because everyone's quick to say, I call in my higher self, my inner child, physical body, family, humanness. And I'm so grateful, and I want to pay a lot of honor to our sister Krista. She was the one that came together with me and just really, really helped me to anchor that in, bringing her, her knowledge and her power and energy, and being able to merge mine with that, and being able to really start to witness what aspects I was missing or other people were missing when it really comes down to unity consciousness within, soul unification. So it's been, I'm rambling again, aren't I? Sorry. I love this subject.
Music to my ears.
Yeah, so there's so many things that we can start doing. I've been practicing a few different little tools and techniques in the last 3 months. I've personally been taking notes on, okay, I'm going to try doing this week and merging those aspects of myself. I'm going to bring that one in here. How do I, because the first time I actually saw this vision, and I literally saw like a higher self and a little child and an ego version of me all coming in and merging, right? When I saw that, I'm like, I need to make that a reality. How can we make that a reality? And I think actually you liked it when I shared my, the first time I shared Soul Unification 6 months ago. That's when that all started. So now I take notice, I'm aware of little things that I see are off in my energy or off in my physical being. And I try and take ideas where I can merge the two. I pray when I'm at the gym. I pray that when I'm at the gym for healing on my body. I call in all aspects of myself so that we can all go through fitness together. We can all go through movement together. We are one in that moment, gaining a healthier lifestyle, going through a physical process that's going to help my being, help my physical being to be stronger and be healthier. Went to a naturopath, finding different answers and different results to make my physical happy so that my mind can be happy, my heart can be happy, all cells in my body are on, I'm aiming towards optimal health. And when all of those can be, pulsating in the matched frequencies with my spiritual aspects, the merge is going to start happening more. It's slowly starting to happen now. So it's all trial and error in this very moment. I've had success with a few different techniques, and there's definitely some more coming.
Yay! Experimentation. I think that's part of the beauty of being human as well, as we get to just experience and experiment, on ourselves, not on others, but on ourselves. And we get to play with different techniques and see what, see what resonates and see what works for us and what works for our bodies. And, obviously we can have amazing guidance from other people like yourself. And then you get to implement that into your life, and you get to kind of see how something works. And that's the beauty of being unique individual parts of the whole, that we're, everything is one, and we're all one, but we're all individuals, and we all are, we're so diverse. And so what works for one person is going to be slightly different from what works from somebody else. But there's the framework of what you've experienced and what works, that you can share, and you can help other people experience similar magic, and they can go and play with it.
Exactly. And I'm really glad you brought that up, because one thing I have been very strong in voicing this year is I might word it,
You there?
share anything I can. Are we back?
Yeah, yeah. There was a little glitch.
Okay.
You said I might, and then you disappeared.
It might come across like I don't intend to say, do this, do that. This is how you do it. Because one thing I have been very strong in this year is requesting that people take anything I share and make it their own, right? If I'm going to do an activation with you, I invite all of yous, anyone that wants to, take that activation, make it yours, own it, put your love into it, put your words into it, take a snippet if you want to, make it yours. Because that's when you add your love into it, when you add your energy into it. And this is what I've been teaching when it comes to protection, doing protection of yourself, grounding yourself. When you put your heart, your soul, your mind, all aspects of yourself into this, your energy, it becomes more powerful, right? More powerful than sitting here reciting something off a piece of paper. Does that make sense? And I'm not meaning any offense to anyone either. But being able to add your energy into something that you are doing for yourself, it just raises the vibrations in it. It just raises the energy and it raises the power automatically, because you are claiming it from your heart space, right? So anything that I've been sharing, help yourself. Take anything that I've shared, take it, make it yours, own it, write it down if you want to, share it, because that's how we can start to help everyone else in unity consciousness. Make sense?
Total sense. I love it. That's there's a comment along those lines as well. It's really beautiful from Kim. He said, "I had the advice to take care of yourself as you would do for your best friend. Maybe this can help." That's really sweet.
I love that.
Oh, hey Madison, thanks for joining.
Hey Maddie.
Yay. Yeah. Taking care of yourself as you would your best friend. Exactly, because we're all reflections of each other. We're all, as you said before, what we see in somebody else, we see in ourselves, and what we see in ourselves, we see in probably more the other way around. But what we see in somebody else, we're able to like meet another person at the level of like self-love that we've kind of met for ourselves, right? If we see the light in somebody else, that's the light that we have within us as well, and we get to look at that and love it and have gratitude for it and just acknowledge that light in us as well as in the other person that we might love, or because we're all soul family.
Amen to that, sister. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm loving connecting with you again. We had a little chat a couple of weeks ago, but that we haven't really had. You've had a lot going on and all this stuff. Yeah, so it's really nice and having your energy again. Oh,
I love you.
I love you. So what was my question? I had a question. About inner child healing or memory healing, past traumas and that kind of thing. How do we address those within this framework of soul unification, of us being unified? Because that's, we have like the higher self, the ego, all these different aspects of us that we can bring into one. But if there's an aspect that we're looking at, how how do you recommend we deal with, you know, if I have like some traumatic memories from my childhood that come up, is there a way that I can like integrate that into my human, into my unity, as well as at the same time like looking at that thing that is from my childhood, that's sort of like, to me, well, to explain, because I grew up in Africa and then I moved to New Zealand when I was 12, and so that whole part of my life, those 12 years, it's like that was another person. So I don't know if that's the same experience for a lot of other people, but to me that's an element of my separation within myself, because that's like, that was somebody else. Essentially it feels like that was someone else who had that whole childhood life experience, because it was on the other side of the world and it was totally different, and then culture shock and all this stuff, you know, from my teenage years. But looking back on my childhood, that is kind of like that that was somebody else, and I'm experiencing more of my inner child just expressing itself as me now, because I think I've done a lot of work on that, but I don't know how I've done that per se, and I don't know how how you'd recommend like doing that inner child work without it being separated.
I could answer that in so many different ways. First of all, it was a. I understand what you're saying, but it was like a different person.
Mm.
It was the same soul having a different experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're still you.
Mm.
It was just a different experience and a different timeline.
Yeah.
You know, a different path that you were on in that time. You know, we're always creating our future. We create everything that we're stepping into, right? Sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. However, when you're going into healing your inner child, right? Let's go into inner children. If you had trauma as your inner child, for me personally, I would go into that situation. I would go into going back into that child situation, going back to the moment that that trauma happened, right? This visualization can actually make this a lot easier, but going back to that moment, seeing you in that moment, right? Nurturing you, nurturing that moment, nurturing you in that moment, loving who you are in that moment, in that experience, and then healing everything that has come from it. Not just healing that and then coming back to now and leaving everything that happened in between, like what Krista offers, timeline therapy. Same thing. However, you are healing all aspects of yourself anyway, because that experience might have happened to you as a child, right? But what has it created in your teenage years and in your adult years and everything you're going through now? What has it created in the timelines that have happened since that situation? So healing that is healing all aspects of yourself. When you can heal that one thing, you are healing everything else that it has affected. So you are actually healing all aspects of yourself. Unifying, doing how would I word that? A soul unified healing. Make sense? So it's not really separating yourself. If I'm getting so many thoughts right now, sorry. You know, you're not actually separating yourself. You are healing all aspects of yourself at the same time. Generational healing is healing, you know, generations before you, as well as healing all aspects of who you are, and taking care of the future timelines, the generation to come, clearing that trauma from what our past generations had to deal with, what our generations are dealing with, healing it so that our future generations don't have to come in and carry on the trauma that we have had to face. Soul unification, unity consciousness, bringing that love and healing within ourselves, all aspects of ourselves, so it starts to overflow like a ripple effect into everything else.
It's like, yeah, there's a whole lot, and going into, you know, intergenerational stuff and like past life stuff, family, ancestral stuff. There's so much, right? We are tasked with a whole lot being here in these bodies at this time on earth. Like, there's a lot of work. So our inner child healing can be done in a similar way to how you might with your ancestral stuff. I guess if there's like a lack of one experience that I had with healing intergenerational wounds was with what was it called? Oh, what's the name? I can't remember what it's called. This therapy that is actually you do it in a group, and you act out, or you embody, you play these characters of a family constellations. That's what it's called. You heard of that? Yeah, that was super, super powerful. And that was working with my mum, and went all the way back. So, and there's things like, you know, memories that I've been working on recently with my mum, from when I was like 5, 6. And I haven't thought of it in that way of like, the way you're describing it to me, I see it as kind of like a thread that's like that timeline, that event, that something happened in my childhood, and I'm here now at this time. There's still that timeline, or that thread, or that like river of life, you might say, that kind of weaves up to that point. And so addressing that event, and at the same time, kind of what you're describing to me is the way I'm seeing it is kind of it's like sending the love through that thread back to where we are now, in a way. Like, there's that connection. You're still connected, maybe this way around, that way around. You're still connected with where you were. Yeah. That way. But it's an experience that you've had, and it was still you, but it was a different timeline. Maybe that's something that you could speak into a little bit as well, because there'll be a lot of people probably watching this later who might not know much about timelines, or you know, the way you kind of conceptualize that.
Oh wow. Our timeline.
The whole thing, isn't it?
Don't hold back, hun.
Going all in.
Timelines. Wow. How can I word this? Right. Timelines, how I perceive them, and from what I've experienced, is when we have made a choice, we have consciously or unconsciously made the decision, you know, we've declared it, we've set the intention to go from this point in our life to this point, to this point, to this point, to this point, right? That's your timeline, almost like creating your vision, if that makes sense. And like I said, this could have been done consciously or unconsciously. And then somewhere along that path, you've decided, okay, this crap's not working for me. I don't actually like this. I don't like where I'm going right now. This isn't serving me. I don't want to be in that job. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. I've decided I want to be an architect, right? So in that moment, you make the decision that you want to stop being the lawyer. You want to stop that timeline right there and then. And you want to jump onto this one where you can start being an architect, where you're going to start focusing on other things. You are going to start manifesting other things. You're going to start putting your energy into other things. And that timeline you had before where you were going forward in life, you wanted to be a lawyer, you wanted to become a judge, you wanted to do this and that, that timeline comes to a halt. A new timeline is created. And that's when you follow a different timeline, a different path, create a different vision. Timeline, very similar to creating your vision, following that path. And this can actually happen multiple times. I wanted to be a lawyer, studied it, got bored with it, decided, no, that ain't the path for me. I'm going to spend a year being a mum, spend a year with my children, spend a couple of years with my boys, went into retail work, went into other stuff. This ain't serving me. What else can I do? Then I had this vision, this timeline that I was following, where I wanted to just be mum. I had jobs in between. I was doing other stuff. I was going to live in Auckland for the rest of my life. I was going to find the man, buy the house, do the things. And then I realized, actually, that's not what I want. And along the way, we get to experience different things, because that's what we're here to do as well. Experience life. Yeah. Eat the cake, buy the shoes, dance, have a glass of wine. So, you experience these things as well on your timeline. And this can go even deeper. The timeline conversation, your vision, your path, your purpose, they can even go a layer deeper. And we can go into the fact of what your soul signed up to experience as a human on earth. So it depends. It all comes down to, this conversation can go so many different ways. It all comes down to what you believe. What are your beliefs around this? How do you perceive it? What do you see as truth? Right? I believe that I actually came back here to live out karmic debt. I did pick the life I wanted before I came onto earth. I have had a hell of a colourful rainbow past. Heaps of downs, heaps of highs, heaps of angry times, heaps of depression, love, rock and roll, all the goodness. I thought I was going to be this person, but decided, no, it's not part of who I am. Changed my timeline, changed the course of my direction, right? And then, luckily enough, started tapping into my gifts, really tuning in, download after download, being activated, finding the knowledge, doing the research, speaking to people that I idolize and learning profound information from them, and then being able to see my own truth in it, right? And now I can consciously create my timeline from here moving forward, creating my vision, creating my life, is how I actually like to put it. Yes. I'm going to leave it at that, because we could go on so many different channels right now.
We could, I know, we could keep going for hours probably. Wow, yeah, it's beautiful. I love everything that you've just shared, and it's, yeah, we can have multiple changes in timelines, especially at this point in history, right? Where, the world is changing so quickly. We're all here to live out our own lives, but a big part of that is to be part of the shift, to create this new world, to be raising the frequency, to be, helping people with their consciousness, and things are speeding up. I feel like someone said the other day, there's a channel that I listen to, I love. She said that when she went through her awakening in the early 2000s, it was the world was super, super, super dense. Things took a really long time. And now she sees that people's awakenings and people's shifts and transmutations of everything are a lot quicker. And there's no comparison, but it's just like, it's a different timeline globally. We're on a different, we're in a totally different reality. So it's like, dimensions. I'd love to have, how long have we got?
Not tonight.
Next time. Okay.
Next time.
Dimensions,
Telepathy.
all the juicy stuff. I love it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, maybe we should definitely do this again. And I wondered if you would like to do a healing activation.
Oh, definitely.
Unification.
Definitely.
Be amazing.
How's everyone feeling?
How are you all?
Went into extreme flow state right then, so a lot was coming out.
Yeah. Release it. Let it. How's everybody? Give us some hearts. Be feeling good. Let us know how you feel. Clearing unresolved trauma and dense energy is the best place to start. Density. Yeah. Feeling the density and transmuting that. Letting it out. I just encourage art. Any kind of art, any kind of creativity, any kind of just expression of who you are, and just let the energy flow through whatever you like to do. Dance. I love dancing.
Dancing. Lie down on the grass. Visualize.
I had a lot of that today. That was really good.
That's cool. I've had a lot of visuals becoming clearer lately, so I've been really enjoying just taking 5 or 10 minutes and just allowing my mind to stop. Just stopping. Being able to just clear everything away and just visualizing nothing but a white light. You know, letting all the human thoughts and feelings and emotions and expectations and lists and everything like that to just melt away, and just visualizing on that white light and being able to just be. It's as simple as that, just being. You know.
You know, that's always reminds me of you. If I ever hear that, I'm like, that's what Maaria would say. Just be.
Exactly. You know what, sometimes it's all we need to do. You know, I absolutely love meditating. I love to do meditations. I love to ground out on Mother Earth. You know, I have my rituals I love to do, right? But sometimes it's, you know, when you go into a meditation, you got to sit there, and if you're listening to guided meditation, there's something still in your mind or in your heart. If you're creating a meditation yourself, if you're speaking in your mind, you're still doing stuff. But when you take that time to just clear your mind, just let everything go for a few minutes, and taking that time to just be in this moment right now. Clear everything away. If you need to have something, listen to your heartbeat. Listen to that heartbeat. Listen to the beautiful heart that is beating inside your beautiful chest. You know, and then when you're ready, get back into it.
Yeah, that's definitely been a big shift for me today, literally just today. It's been a rough week, I'll be honest. It's been a real rough week for me. But today, getting back into Vipassana for the first time in quite a while. And Vipassana is like my thing. It's like, was such a massive part of my awakening five and a half years ago. Last night, I shared some of my story. Yesterday, shared some of my story of the past 6 years or so, and how, some trauma that I experienced at that time got me to Vipassana, and then Vipassana, shifted how I am with food and with my body, and in so many different ways. It's just been a massive part of my awakening and my experience. And but I haven't done it in quite a while. And then today I was like, I just need some Vipassana. Just need some Vipassana. And I was like, I can't listen, because most mornings I do it. I listen to guided meditations. I listen to other people speaking. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're great.
Mm.
But today I was just like, I just need silence and just feel and let it go. Just feel everything, because that's what Vipassana is. It's so beautiful as a technique where you just literally, you feel all the sensations. You learn the technique. There's quite a lot to it, but you feel everything and you detach. You don't have attachment to the pain or the pleasure or whatever other kind of sensations come up. You feel it and you let it go. You just let it go. You don't have any attachments. And it was so beautiful, and it was so peaceful. And then I just went out to the water and lay on the grass for a couple of hours with a book of poetry, some African music, and I just bead. I just was.
You bead. I love that.
And then everything came into alignment, and I got these awesome messages, and learning to let go of the pain and the pleasure, just not having that attachment. It's a really powerful technique. It's really good.
All right, beautiful.
We could keep going.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful souls. Drop a ready in the comments for our sister Lucy to see when you're ready to have a bit of a healing and activation done for you all tonight.
Yeah, who's ready? Feeling good.
Hi, Charisse, darling. I love you.
Good to see you guys. I think Amy's ready. Yeah, I think Amy's ready. Cool. Hi, Uncle. Maaria's uncle just arrived. Amy's ready. Charisse is ready. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, feeling ready myself.
Sister, if you need to release something, make sure you do it right now, eh? Charisse, as I go through this, I invite you to feel into my words, okay? If you have any struggles with visualizations for anyone on here and anyone on the replays, I invite you to feel into the words, okay? But in this moment, I ask every single one of you to close your eyes. Beautiful. And before we go forward with anything that is about to come through in pure flow state, I want to call upon our Almighty Creator, our beautiful Creator, our Creator of all and our Creator of love. And in this moment, I also request the assistance of our beautiful Mother Mary. I ask that you can come in now and join every single one of our souls in this container on the replay, and all souls connected to these souls, until every soul across Mother Earth is reached in this very moment. Beautiful. Right now, I'm going to take everyone through a visualization. I'm going to take them through a soul unification in this very moment. So I ask you, Almighty Creator, to please put your protection over every single one of us as we go through this technique. Thank you. Okay, beautiful, beautiful soul sisters and soul brothers. In this moment, I ask you to just pay attention to the breath. I ask that you pay attention as you feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. So all I want you to focus on in this very moment. Pay attention to the way the breath goes in and your breath goes out. Beautiful. Now, if you like, I invite you also to place your hands upon your heart. If you have them placed elsewhere and that feels comfortable, you may leave them there as well. I want you to be completely relaxed in this very moment. Right now, I want you to relax further and further into the physical being that you are. Let your jaw relax. Allow your shoulders to drop and fully relax into this very moment. Beautiful. Now, right now, I invite you to pick your favorite color, the most beautiful color that you see, whether it's with the eye or with the third eye. I want you to pick your most favorite color. And right now, a beautiful floating orb is going to appear in front of your heart space. And this beautiful orb is the exact color that you desire in this very moment. I want you to visualize this orb that's floating right in front of your heart space in this very moment. It can look any way you want it to. And I want you to get to know this orb. Know that this orb is your orb. You created this orb. This orb and everything about it is yours. Beautiful. Now, right now, I invite every single one of you to call back all aspects of yourself. Call back all energy that you have given away, whether consciously or unconsciously. Call in your higher self. Call in your inner child. Call in your ego. Call in any attitudes that you might have thrown out at someone else. Call in love. Call in all aspects of who you are in this very moment. And as you start pulling all of this energy, all of this power, all this divine source love into your orb, I want you to visualize and I want you to feel this orb start to expand. Feel it expanding. Feel the vibrations and the energy of this orb becoming more and more powerful, consumed with pure source love and blessings from all angels and archangels, our Almighty Creator, as all aspects of the divine being that you are coming back into this orb in this very moment. I want you to witness it expanding further and further out. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's pulsating. The love within it is amplifying in this very moment. Beautiful. Calling back all of your energy. expanding it higher, wider, adding more love into this, more blessings. Beautiful. And on the count of 3, beautiful soul sisters and soul brothers, I invite you to merge your physical being in with your orb. I invite you to fully merge all aspects of yourself into wholeness in this very moment. Beautiful. Allow all aspects of yourself to fully come back to your heart space, fully come into your heart space, flowing through your blood, reaching every single cell in your beautiful divine body, allowing all aspects of yourself to come back into the wholeness, the beautiful divine soul that you are, bringing you into full alignment in this very moment. Gorgeous. And right now I'm going to leave every single one of you here to enjoy this space, merge, create this unity consciousness within you as I do a blessing over every single one of us. Right now I'd like to bring forward our Almighty Creator, our angels, our archangels, our ancestors, all of our beautiful ancestors that watch over us every single day. And in this moment, I ask that you all come together, locking in wings, locking in energy, and surrounding every single one of us beautiful souls that walk upon Mother Earth. And right now, I request and I ask for pure divine healing and love, pure love source energy to flow straight through down into Mother Earth. I ask that you can send it straight into Mother Earth, to the heart of Mother Earth, so that it ripples out through Mother Earth, healing her and everything she has had to bear from all of humanity, raising up the love and energy in Mother Earth until it reaches the surface of Mother Earth and is available for every single one of our souls to just tap into by purely stepping on her at any moment. I ask that this healing energy heals our Mother Earth in every second that passes, every minute, every hour, every day, every week. And I ask that as it heals her and comes to the surface, it reaches every single soul that needs healing in this very moment. Any soul that needs healing, any soul that needs to release anything that's weighing them down. Sending blessings and pure source love to any single soul that needs it in this very moment. I also ask that you can remove the low vibrational energies that may be weighing people down. And I ask that you bless them with pure source love right here, right now, in this very moment. As well as healing every single soul that needs it. I also ask that you amplify the love for all of those who feel they are not worthy. I ask that you amplify that love and you send it straight down into the top of their head, flowing through their body in this moment as they are all coming back, bringing all aspects of themselves back together in this very moment. I ask that you place a veil of protection over every single soul who needs it, especially those that are incapable of doing it for themselves. And I also ask that you can help everyone to anchor in Anchor into Mother Earth, anchor in to who they are, honoring who every single soul is in this very moment. Beautiful. I also ask that if there are any requests that are being placed upon you, our Almighty Creator, our angels, our archangels, for all those that are praying to you in this very moment, I ask that you have the strength, the power, and energy to answer these prayers and assist every single one of us that are requesting divine guidance from you in this moment, past moments, and any moment to come. And please know that our love for you is as strong as your love for us. And right now, I'd like to solidify this by saying, so be it, so it is. And amen.
Amen, sister. That was so beautiful. Oh, if you just stay there all night. Thank you so much. That was just, yeah, powerful and really, really healing, really needed for all of us, for all aspects of humanity. How are you feeling?
High. Feeling a bit high at the moment. I've got so many downloads happening right now. It was good.
Your crown's like on fire. Oh, beautiful. Thank you
It
so
was quite interesting because halfway through that, they're like, oh, take them through this, take them through that. I'm like, whoa.
Like, hold up, next time.
We've got more lives coming, family.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit high myself right now as well. I feel like, ooh, eyes don't want to open. Amy says, so perfect, so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you from Kim. Love you from Shuri.
I love yous all. Love you, love you, love you. That was good. That was really good. Thank you for having me, sister. I actually haven't been online and done any of my activations or healings for a bit now, so it was good to get back in the realm.
Yeah. Well, now your program starts soon, very soon, isn't it, with Krista? Shout out to Krista. Love you, sister.
Yes, love you, Krista. I love you, Amy. I miss you, beautiful. Yes, so Krista and I have teamed up and we have created the most epic program ever. And a lot of it is pretty much based around what we've discussed tonight. It's about embodying your spirituality and your gifts, honoring your humanness, embracing it all, and awakening the spiritual human.
Boom.
Awakening the spiritual human. Mic drop.
Love it. So
And it's just going to be amazing. Like, I have not seen anything. I have personally not seen anything like this. We're going to be going deep in all, teachings and coachings about everything to do with your humanness. Creating your vision, manifestation, all of the things that we need to function and create in this as humans, but also bringing in your spiritual aspect, your gifts, self-healing, rituals, grounding, protection, stuff like that, and putting it all together to create a program where you can learn to really embody and awaken the spiritual human, because we all have the ability to be able to do it. Soul unification, merging all aspects of yourself together.
Mm.
And I'm so excited.
Me too. It sounds like such a beautiful, nourishing, grounded, earth-based kind of feminine space holding kind of container, as well as the spiritual kind of, but that's feminine and masculine. It just seems like a really beautiful flow of both masculine and feminine and earth and galactic and just everything kind of in the one, and that's the whole point. Right.
Exactly, because that's exactly who we are. You know, we all have the ability to be a healer. We all have the ability to see things, to visualize, to hear, to tap in, tune in, turn on. We all have the ability to be anything we want to in life. You know, if we want to become a lawyer, go to uni, do the courses, do the studying. You can get that degree. You can become a lawyer. You know, we have so much potential. It's about being able to merge it all together and owning that, knowing the power you have, being able to have the tools, the guidelines, the techniques that are going to help you to be able to really create and bring to life your vision, incorporating all aspects of you, awakening that spiritual human that can achieve it all, you know, because we can, every single one of us. No one is better than the other person. We're all on a journey, right? We're all just on a journey to just love and be loved, to learn, to unlearn, relearn. You know, we're here to live a beautiful life, experience new things, try new things, understand that we might like that, we might not like that. Eat the cake, drink the wine, you know, fall over, fall down, fail at something, because then you can learn that lesson and then take that and be better than what you were before you fell over. You know, it's all coming. It's all coming. I'm really excited. I really got to stop talking about our program.
Oh, it sounds perfect. It sounds amazing, and it's 6 weeks, is it?
Yeah, 6-week program. We've got application links on our posts. I'll drop that to you after this. If anyone's interested, you know, feel free to go through the application form, see if it's fit for you or not, and then we'll take it from there.
Amazing. And how does that? So you and Krista both you go through meetings, group meetings. It's how does that work?
Yep. So we'll have a lesson every week, and we are going to have supporting workbooks to go with it.
Okay.
And we will be going through a different subject a different week, really giving you time to anchor it in and integrate everything so that you can understand, you know, we don't want to sit here and speak about spaghetti and then tomorrow talk about baked beans. We want you to be able to take everything we said about spaghetti, taste it, have it cold, have it warm, see if you like it, you know, really to have some time to be able to integrate it, implement things, and then move on to the next subject.
Amazing. It sounds really, really, really nourishing and really activating. It's activating our own inner potential, activating our spirituality and our humanness and all aspects of us and being free to be us.
Exactly. Because we all have a right. We can all speak our truth. We can all have our own opinions. We can all do things our own way. It's about loving ourselves enough to love and respect everyone else too. But being able to see, you know, see that vision, create that vision, honor who you are, owning your power, and really embodying it. You know, it's a beautiful thing, very beautiful.
Sounds amazing. That's so exciting. So grateful for you, sister. So happy that you could come on and that you're just such a beautiful presence in my life, and I'm just so happy that you could be part of this and share your magic and share your light. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love you. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone on the replays, I love you too.
Yeah, everyone connected through the connections. Oh, amazing. Okay, well, shall we close it off there, and we can do more in future?
Yeah, we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah.
But for now, bye.
Ciao for now.